Hello everyone! I noticed there were tutorials for how to make your own kind of textures, but they didn't go all the way and they didn't show how you can use Blender also. So I decided I'd go ahead and make a version if you don't want to just make the whole thing on PNG like this. So what I have is Medibang Paint. It is free. It's called Medibang Paint Pro. And what I do is I used this template that a kind person on Reddit made, and they shared this, and it was very useful. And I split everything into different layers, so it was easy to retexture it. But you can also use Blender for this kind of thing. I use a mixture. So let's say you have your palette that you want to use. For example, let's say you want to use a blue. I pressed Protect Alpha here, by the way. We're going to be using that a lot with the PNG, because what Protect Alpha does is it makes sure that you only paint on pixels that are already on the canvas. So you don't paint on this empty space here, you only paint on this. So let's say my palette is gray, black, and blues, right? This is my palette here that I have to work with. And it'll take a lot of work to just paint all of this meticulously or use the select tool, and then you have the issues that come with that. Like, oh boy, this is not wanting to select. That's that's great. Right, that's why I made this, because I've split everything and you can kind of have exactly what you need here. So what I use is I use this rectangle tool, and you can change the shape to ellipse or polygon, and it fills everything within like the space of your cursor. And I have Protect Alpha on, so I'm able to I'm wondering why this isn't showing up. Oh, because I have this. So I have Protect Alpha on, and what this means is if I paint over it, right, it'll show like this. If I want the main suit to be this darker blue, bam. If I want it to be black, bam. And I don't have to worry about being precise or anything. I did this myself, and I'll go ahead and link it in the description. And if there's any issues, you can polish them up in Blender. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the suit this like kind of dull gray, this dullish blue, I mean. And I can go ahead and work on everything else with what other colors I want it to be. And if I want the shoes to be black, and the back of the backpack, which is the tanks, I'm pretty sure, and the straps, I want them to be like this. Maybe I want them to be more gray. Yeah. And then mask related, I want that to be bright blue. Hand related, also bright blue. Back top, bright blue also. Mask cheeks, let's make that black. Mask, let's make it the strap color. And what I was doing to select is you can press I, or you can right click. And the cuffs of the pants, I'm gonna go ahead and make those black. And be sure to deselect hide your palette. And you can do that by pressing these little white buttons. And now that I have this, and I'm not sure how this is gonna look in game, right? I can go ahead and guess, but why would I do that? When I can go into Blender and add details. So you're gonna go ahead and export this as a PNG, and then save it with whatever name you want. I'm gonna name it Blue Gray. Then I'm gonna open Blender, right? And first things you want to do is you want to go onto Sketchfab. I'm gonna link this below. You're gonna go here and you're gonna download the 3D model, and it's gonna give you a zip file, and it's gonna give you the model and the textures. Really all you need though is the model. And then once you remember where you save this, Oh, you do need a little bit of Blender knowledge, but I'll go ahead and explain what I'm doing briefly. So I'm going to press X and then press delete on this. I'm using 2.91 by the way. And then I'm going to import FBX. And then find where you save this. It's kind of hard. Alright, Lethal Company. I named mine Lethal Company in all caps, so it was easy to find. And now you have your mesh. And if you want to move around 360 to look at your model, hold middle click, and then shift and middle click to move it up and down and all that. And then scroll to zoom. So you're going to click on your model, and you're going to click this little material properties tab. It's just a checkered circle. Then you're going to press, I like to make this tune BSDF, just to make the whole thing look simpler. Then you're going to go to image texture. Then you're going to open, and you're going to find where you saved your PNG. Let me see. Right, and then when you have it, it should have the name right here. And then you're gonna press Z, then material preview. Right, and there you have it. And you might be like, immediately like, wait, there's some things I want to change, right? And you don't have to go back to your software to do that. You can just texture paint it in Blender. Now the reason we did the whole PNG thing was because, you know, it's quick. It's a little bit quicker for me. But you can do the whole thing in Blender if you want to. So you're going to go over to the texture paint tab, and if you can't find your texture, it should be in this image list right here. And you're going to go into texture paint. The two things we're going to use the most here are edit mode and texture paint. And you might be thinking, it'll be kind of annoying to paint over here with these straps, right? Because how am I supposed to do this? I don't want to do this, right? If I want to paint a line underneath it, I don't want to like have to do that. Alright, that's annoying. Good thing you don't have to do that. You can go into edit mode and then press L to select an entire mesh area, and then oops, if you want to deselect, you can just click off, by the way. So select your strap 1 and your strap 2. Oh boy. Okay, and then press H to hide. Then go to texture paint, and the straps will still be there, but if you press this little paint mask button up here, it should be next to texture paint. It'll make your whole model this kind of like whitish color. Just fix this by pressing A to select it, and bam, you can paint a stripe without the straps. Now, let's say I want to do racing stripes, right? And I'm not really great at making things look symmetrical, right? And this is kind of difficult. I wouldn't be able to make this look super symmetrical with just Blender. And wait, let me see if there's a way to work on that. Oh, yeah, okay. So in edit mode, if you press this X butterfly icon and then you go back to texture paint, you will have symmetrical things. So you can make your racing stripes symmetrical. I actually didn't know that's how you did that, so that's why I'm surprised. Because I didn't realize. That would have saved me a lot of time. But yeah, there's your racing stripe so far. Wow. And let's say you wanted to add eyes on the mask. Well, what you can do is if you press L on the helmet, you'll notice you can't isolate the visor. So what you can do is you can select everything individually. Right now it's on vertex select, but I want to be making this a little bit easier. So I'm going to press face select, which just makes things easier. And then I also like to go into select circle mode. So I like to hold shift. And then I go over the textures. then you can press Control I to invert, then H to hide, then go into texture paint, and then paint your eyes. Let's make a little angry guy. If you want to add like a PNG of like a galaxy or something, you can bring this back. You can save it here, right? And you can bring it back into your painting software and then just copy and paste an image into the thing, right? So you can you're going to copy and paste the image, and then you're going to paste the image on here, and it'll be in a new layer, and you can just put this over wherever you want it. So if you want a picture of your dog or something on the front, you just copy and paste, and then you bring your picture over to the chest, and then you erase the area and make sure it's within these like color confines. Then bam, you have a picture of your dog. Right. And then we're gonna go into, oh wait, we want to see what this looks like, right? So we're gonna unselect the paint mask, and bam, we have little eyeballs. That might look a little scuffed, so I might go in and work on it a little bit. And maybe I don't like how this looks. Oh, and I'm pressing the S button to select the color that I want. Okay. And if you want to view colors a little bit more flat without all this shine, what did I just type? Alright. You can press this little drop down here with these circles, and then press flat. Yeah. There's all your colors flat. So right. This is very useful. Alt-H to unhide. And then L to select. Control-I to invert. H to hide. Yeah. And then press this button right here, and you've got your thing set up and ready to go. Like I'm adding little sleeve, like collars here. It's very relaxing. I think it's a lot nicer than trying to do everything on the PNG. And there's a little bit of a learning curve for Blender, but anybody can do it. I know you can do it. Oh, if you're not familiar with like painting programs, Control-Z does work. Control-C undoes your stroke. What I'm doing here is I'm going around, and if you get kind of stuck in this like weird angle and you don't know where's the front, you can press 1 on your far right numpad to look at the front like this. Right. And this also helps with like doing this and stuff. You can press 3 also to get a perfect side view like that. Okay. You can press 9 to get a back view. Yeah. We want this to be black. Let me see if I can select that. Oh, I can't. That's a pain of the selecting thing, because not everything is separated. So if I wanted to paint this strap here black, it might be a little bit more effort. not being too perfect about it, because the game does kind of, like the shading in Lethal Company does obscure some of the details. Alright, so let's say we're done with this suit, right? We're pretty happy with it. And yeah, I could do more here, but for the sake of the tutorial, I'm gonna go ahead and... Oh wait, these bolts kind of confused me, so I might as well show them. You can press L to select these bolts individually, because they are a little messed up from the PNG. So you can select them and then... Oops. Try not to change the size of anything. Oh, I forgot to do the Control I, then H, then texture paint. And I want to make these like a bright blue. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out so I get everything. Yeah. There we go. So this is our little guy. It's just a little guy. Oh, and if you want to turn off the mirror, just press this X here and it will stop mirroring. See? Yeah, he's got a little heart there. Keep in mind that in Blender you want to like move your camera around because the angles are gonna look a little bit messed up. Depending on what your angle is. Okay, so we're done with this. And let's say we're happy, we've reached a point in which we don't need to do anything else. And we want to get this into the game. Right. I'm using Thunderstore Manager for this, by the way. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to Image, right here. You're going to save as. And then you can name it something else, or you can replace the old one with it. I'm going to replace the old one with it. And then now that I've saved that image, I'm going to open the Thunderstore Manager. And if you... I'm assuming you have mods and you know how to manage these mods, right? So, okay. You're gonna go down to the settings here. Then you're gonna go to Browse Data Folder. And when you click on this, it's not gonna pop up. You have to go down to Folders. And then here's where you'll see it. Then you're gonna press Lethal Company, Profiles, then select whichever mod file you want to have your things in. Right. So this is mine. Then you're gonna go into Weapon-X. Then you're gonna go to Plugins. And in the config here, it tells you to make a folder called More Suits, where you put your item in. So I went ahead and made a folder and then named it More Suits. Just no capitalization, no space, just More Suits. Then I'm gonna go ahead and find my file and import it. And I saved it here. Oh, no I didn't. I saved it here. I'm gonna go ahead and copy and then paste it in. And if you're sharing the suit pack with friends, what you're gonna do is you're gonna zip this and then you're gonna share it with them over Discord. That's how I do it. And then they can go ahead and just drop that in as well. I think there's a better way to do it, but that's how I do it. And with that in now, you can go ahead and test the game. Just make sure I'm still recording. Yeah. Go ahead and host. And here it is. I have the More Suits mod. The TooManySuits mod. So I have like pages. That's pretty useful. And shoot. I don't know how to show you this. I'm gonna need another person. Maybe I can get... Oh, never mind, I can't get anything. But this does work. And, all of my friends are sleeping right now. But this does work. And you will be able to see it. And that's how you get your stuff in game. And you can see these are some other custom suits and all that. And yeah, it's the same name as whatever the name is in the file. That's about it. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry I couldn't show you what it looks like. But yeah. Alright, bye-bye.